78 Sports TV here. All right, the heavyweight division is heating up, baby. Been waiting on this for a few years. It's very exciting right now. Exciting time for us boxing fans. Um, of course, I will be rooting extremely hard for Deontay Wilder to come out on top of this heavyweight division. He's currently the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. Tyson Fury has the rest of the belts, courtesy of Vladimir Klitschko. Um, these two will be headed on a collision course. It's gonna happen. I think it'll probably happen sometime next year, maybe late next year. Hopefully, both guys remain undefeated. Two undefeated heavyweights, huge. You know what I mean? But congratulations to Tyson Fury once again. Excellent performance over Vladimir Klitschko. A lot of people saying Klitschko was old and he was this, he was that. I don't think age had anything to do with it. Klitschko has always been a very good fighter, but his size has always been his greatest strength because um, he was able to use his size to tire younger guys, smaller guys out. Now, of course, he had boxing skill, but it wasn't something that was so overpowering that he's not that old. You know what I mean? It ain't like the guy been taking punishment and shit. He's not that old. Okay, so it's not age. It's just that he was fighting a guy who wouldn't allow him to hold all over him and all that leaning and shit. You know what I'm saying? Klitschko, he didn't have enough dog in him to get through Tyson Fury. Now Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, he gonna have a whole lot of dog in him when this fight takes place. If Wilder finds himself in a similar position that Klitschko found himself in, where he's down on the scorecards, knows he needs to win, Wilder's gonna unleash hell. Okay, he's gonna mix it up, and you're gonna see a classic heavyweight bout if that were to take place. But I don't think it's gonna get that far. I think somewhere in the middle rounds, I think Deontay Wilder lands one of those vicious right hands that puts um, Tyson Fury to sleep. And don't act like I'm reaching here. Don't act like it can't happen. I showed you in the clips that Tyson Fury can be knocked out. Okay, he can be knocked down, I should say, and he's been knocked down by lesser men than Deontay Wilder. And if Wilder hits you with his right hand, this is not going to be a Steve Cunningham right hand. Okay, it's just not going to be the same thing. And Fury probably won't be getting up. All right, that's just how I see the fight happening. Boxing ability, Wilder is underrated, underappreciated. A lot of, I agree with what Tito said in his video. A lot of these so-called Americans running around here, letting their racism get in the way of rooting for a American heavyweight champion. You know, running around here to just die hard defending Klitschko and shit. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Dude, ain't you from fucking Tennessee? You fucking what the fuck is you talking about? Oh, hey, you're a racist. You don't like Klitschko. What the fuck you talking about? Like this idiot ass shit, man. But some of the criticism of Wilder has been that he hasn't fought anybody. Wilder only fights bums, and this is a hilarious argument coming from the same people who swear Gennady Golovkin is Jesus of Nazareth. Those same people. It's just ridiculous. Um, Wilder is fighting the guys that's in front of him. Hopefully, we see Wilder versus Povetkin next year and get that fight out the way. I think the Povetkin fight will be Wilder's. That's going to be a test for Wilder. For some reason, I see Povetkin really trying to get in Wilder's ass a little bit. But I think Wilder should be able to hold him off and defend him off with his jab and keep Povetkin on the outside. Povetkin tends to tire as the rounds go on as well. He has a very taxing style with that bobbing and weaving. Being a shorter guy, that style is very taxing on the body. And Wilder, he'll starch him out pretty soon. Now, as far as the rest of the heavyweight division, um, you got Pulev out there, Bryant Jennings. I'm looking at Ring TV's rankings here. Bermane Stiverne, he out there, but he ain't no threat. Uh, Glaskov, yeah, he gonna get starched out pretty soon too. My man's name Anthony Joshua. Now, Joshua, um, gotta be careful. Gotta continue to improve as a heavyweight, as a young man, and not get too carried away, not get too cocky, because Joshua is the goods in my opinion. He's the goods, man. This kid just has to stay focused, man. If he heavyweight's not like these other weight classes, you know. Any lapses, any slippages, man, you can get, you know, you can get starched out. A lot of people are saying that Joshua reminds them of Frank Bruno, you know, and Bruno was I love Bruno as a fighter, but you know Bruno will never be remembered as a all-time great heavyweight or nothing like that. But he definitely was a good fighter. A lot of courage Frank Bruno had. Um, and he was built like a tank, just like Joshua. You know, so I can understand why a lot of people would think that Joshua reminds them of Bruno, and they're kind of scared to go all out in their support of Anthony Joshua until he shows more fighting better competition. I understand that, but yeah, he's definitely the goods in my opinion. He just has to be moved along correctly. No rush. All right. Um, the other American, Brian Jennings, will be facing Luis Ortiz from Cuba. All right. Now, Luis Ortiz, that's a bad man right there. He's a bad man. He's undefeated. Um, you know, he just started somebody to fuck out on what was it, last week or the week before. I really like King Kong's boxing ability. You know, his skills. Very talented fighter and impacts a punch. You know, HBO was hating on him like a motherfucker for no fucking reason, talking about steroids and shit. Like HBO, so whatever. I don't even want to talk about these faggot asses. But Brian Jennings is um, a great heavyweight to me. Well, I'm not gonna use the word great. He's a good heavyweight to me. Um, he's up there in age, so he doesn't really have a lot of time to get busy and leave his mark on the heavyweight division. He's another guy who came from another sport into boxing. Um, Jennings is very talented, but you know, he picked up a lot in a short time of being a boxer. He picked up a lot. You know, he learned a lot, but I don't see Jennings beating guys like Deontay Wilder or the Tyson Furies. Or he's just too small in this era of heavyweights. He's just a little too small. His fighting style is not a very bruising style. You know, he's not a heavy puncher or nothing like that. He's a boxer. You know, and he would be more suited fighting the guys like David Hay and the Steve Cunninghams, those type of dudes. Those are the type of guys around his size that I think Jennings would have a good shot at beating. And speaking of David Hay, man, go sit down somewhere, man. I can't stand David Hay, man. This guy just every time he sees somebody else getting attention, or I don't know if he's going around spending up his money or what, but he comes out, start giving interviews, talking about he's thinking of a comeback. Nobody cares. At least nobody over here. Like, I don't care. David Hay talking about a comeback. Like, this dude is all that shit he did with Tyson Fury, pulling out the fight, um, crying in the Klitschko fight about his pinky toe or some shit. I think it was. Like, I'm just tired of David Hay. I don't even want to see this guy fight anymore. You know, I'm not interested at all. But you guys let me know what you think of the heavyweight division right now. Who's your top guy in the heavyweight division? I'm not saying who got the belts, but who's the guy you think is going to, who's the best heavyweight in the world right now to you? All right. I say Deontay Wilder. That's my right. That's my opinion. Who do you guys pick? 78 Sports TV. Holla.